What's happening, everyone? Here we are in hot July. Being here in Japan, it's definitely steamy. And one thing you need when it's a hot day in Japan, which this entire summer will be, is your fan. Absolutely essential. Another thing that everyone has is something to wipe your brow all the time. So your napkin, handkerchief, a fan, which is called a sensu in Japan. These things are necessary. But there's something else that's really essential that you must have when you are living in Japan and dealing with the hot summer months. And today I'm going to share that with you. But before I do that, I want to remind you that you can catch me live here every week here on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch, on Twitter, now called X, right? Kind of crazy. But we are here live every week. So check us out as we come in and show and tell you stories and give you some tips about photography at the same time. So let's talk about these hot days here in Japan. It's hot all over the world, but being here in Japan and living through it is kind of cool. So one thing that I've fallen in love with about living in this country and being here during the summer is getting to experience this cool new treat. Let me just pull this up. This is called kakigori, or Japanese shaved ice. Now, normally I wouldn't be talking about shaved ice. I've had shaved ice. We've all had shaved ice, I'm sure, at some point in our lives. But to have it here in Japan, it's a very different thing. So Japanese shaved ice is not what you might expect somewhere else. It's just so cool. Let me just go deeper into this. So it is this thing that comes out only during the summertime. And when you see this sign, you know there's kakigori, or Japanese shaved ice. So whenever I see the sign, I'll go in and check out to see what type of shaved ice they have, because now I want a certain type. And here is a special deal. Now, this is Japanese shaved ice. Look at the texture. It's not like anything that I grew up with at all. And trust me, the taste is out of this world. Now, what is this? First and foremost, you have syrup of some type that you'll pour over the shaved ice. This day, I want to have a cappuccino type of kakigori. So it's like shaved ice. You put your own flavor over it. This one, again, is like the coffee cappuccino. I pour that over my shaved ice. And check out how the texture is on this. It's just so incredible. It's kind of like fresh fallen snow. Absolutely incredible and delicate, so it does not last long. It will melt in your mouth the instant it touches your mouth. So here I am pouring my coffee over it, but then you pour over condensed milk as well. So it's the condensed milk and the coffee flavor together. You mix it all together, pour it over together, and it is just so incredible. This is kakigori, Japanese shaved ice, and it comes in a lot of different flavors. It looks delicate, and it is. The moment your spoon touches it, it like falls right in. And again, look at this texture. It is insanely amazing and a must-have during those super hot, muggy days in Japan during the summer. And yes, again, they do come in all kinds of flavors. So last week, I went out and had the green tea version. I am in Japan, so you have to have the matcha, the green tea, the coffee flavored, and there's so many other amazing flavors. So I try a different one every time I see one amazing. I'll stop in and have my kakigori. It is so delicious. I cannot tell you. This is a treat that everyone must experience. I know people come to Japan for like the cherry blossoms, but you must experience this during the summer. It is absolutely a treat, and I love it. That's kakigori in Japan. Now, today we're going to talk about the second part of cultural portraits. If you were with me last week, we were talking about cultural portraits as I went all over America, but I want to go deeper into it this week, as I promised, and share a lot more. I want to first take a sip of my green tea. Nothing like that for your health. But today, I'm going to go deeper into cultural portraits and how you can use them for inspiration. So let's dive right into that. For those who don't know me, my name is Matthew Jordan Smith. I've been a professional photographer for over 30 years. I'm also a Nikon ambassador. And yes, I'm based in Tokyo, Japan. Now, today, I'm going to go deeper into this story of how you can shoot better by taking better portraits. And today, it's all about cultural portraits, part 2. Let's dive right into this. So, I went to a festival a few years ago and fell in love with this festival. It's called AFROPUNK. It takes place in New York City, in Brooklyn, as a matter of fact. And in that festival, people dressed by mixing African and punk together. It is an amazing festival. And when I first heard about it, I'm like, I've got to go to this every year. It's about to happen again. It happens in August of every year. And yeah, if I can get to New York, I'll be there for this festival once again this year. But what I love about it is people are taking cultural images from what you may have seen or experienced in Africa, and then adding that in their own way and making this new version of a cultural portrait. This is an American version of Afro and punk all coming together. And yes, of course, there's music that goes along with it. So there's great bands that come along and play all the time. But I love just going there, finding people, and taking portraits. So that's what I do. It's a 3-day festival. I'm there, a 3-day festival, 2-day festival, and I'm there the entire time just finding people, stopping them, and taking portraits. Now, as a photographer, I think you should always be inspired by what you see. Your life is what makes pictures come alive. And this was such an amazing experience for me and for everybody there. It's like free expression, and people are out, they're having fun, they're dressing any way they want, there's no rules. That's super cool. And as a photographer, it's great for us to document this while it lasts. Who knows if it'll be around next year or whatever. But for me to capture every moment and all the people coming together in Brooklyn to do this celebration and hear amazing music, like you name it. It's just so many great bands who've been there over the past. It's hard to pick out even one. There's so many great ones. They're there performing, and everybody's there. Outdoor festival, fantastic to experience. I love this day, seeing these guys helping each other do makeup, having a mirror, and I just happen to get this one moment, get the shot. Love moments like this. And yes, I'm shooting a lens that's shooting super wide open, like 1.4, to get that person's face in the mirror and have everything else go a little soft. That was the idea for this. Now, when I'm there, it's not just every regular people. There are actors there too, like Jesse Williams here on the left and Leon Robinson on the right. I love seeing people come in and have a great time, everyone together, celebrities, the average person, all of New York City. People come in from all over the world, as a matter of fact, to see and experience Afro punk. Absolutely incredible experience to be there and see it all. As a matter of fact, Leon is the one who told me about this concert, and I went with him to check it out. Then you also see like other people, like here we are, Angela Davis. For those who remember, she was the political activist from like the 70s. Fantastic to see her there as well, hearing this music and seeing everybody coming together, doing their thing. Super, super cool. You never know who you're going to see at AfroPunk in Brooklyn, New York. Nothing like it at all. Now, after I had this experience, I came back to Japan and I want to take my own spin on what I experienced as a photographer. You take what happens in your life and put it into your work. Now, my model is from Japan. My makeup artist is also in Japan. But I had this experience. I took what I experienced in New York, brought it back to Japan, and showed my makeup artist, showed my model these pictures, and we put this together. This is the idea that came from me going to have this experience. And that's what photography is. It's your experience in your life, and you put it together to show your thumbprint, your influence. That's the influence for this work. I want to have the feeling, the colors of what I experienced there in Brooklyn and bring it back and add it to a new spin. Like Raimu, who's my model here, she's half Japanese, half African. I want to put all those elements in the shots. So that's what we did. And all this came from me going to that festival. Now, again, in Japan, part of life in the summer is to have a fan, a sensu. I wanted to put also those elements that are part of Japan in this. So I have the full cultural feeling of Afro punk, the Japanese, the African, putting that together, the hairstyle, the hair pieces, Japanese, and putting it all together to make my images. And also the colors, my color usage as well. I want to make sure my backgrounds had that same feeling to show the full range. And my makeup artist, he went and did his own thing to bring it together. And we had an amazing time. Now, the mask that Raimu is holding, that's a Japanese mask that you'll see at festivals during the summer here in Japan. So I'm taking elements from what I experienced in Brooklyn and elements that I have experienced here in Japan and putting them together to make my own version of Japan Afro punk. That's what this is. There are no rules. When you are a photographer, it's you showing your influence. That's what makes you stand out as a photographer. I love giving these tips on photography because this is what I've done all my life. I take things that happen in real life and put them into my images. That makes them unique to you because we are all having different experiences around the world, in our state, in your city, in your home, with your friends and your family. Take those experiences and put them into your pictures. That makes you unique as a photographer. And that's you having your point of view. Now, the lighting on this, that too came from me thinking about how can I make this person stand out and make the pictures come alive. The lighting's a big part of photography, and I love showing and teaching all about that too. And yes, about taking better cultural portraits. Your portraits come from your lifestyle, but what about everything else? How do you put all that together? How do you take everything that's in your mind and make it come to life? That's why I teach a course that I have called PLC, Photography Lighting Course. But in the course is way more than just lighting, like you just saw with the cultural portraits and that inspiration that came from me going to that concert, to that festival, coming back and putting that into my life. I teach everything I know in the course. That's why I have the PLC course here for you to teach you how to be the best photographer that you can be. And here, sell some life stories as well. Teach you life stories and make sure that you can also learn everything you can in the moment when it's right for you. Let me pull this up right now. This is the PLC course, Photography lighting course. It is here to help you get through lighting, learn how to use it to your advantage so you can make your pictures come alive. So you're not just like relying on natural light for everything else, because anybody can do that. This course is about you standing out. There's two parts to this course. There's the online part you take anywhere you are online on your computer 24/7, and then there's a weekly live session where I am teaching you on the spot every single week. So it's like I'm there with you every single week to help you through all your photography problems and help you grow as a photographer. What's better than that? Now, in these live courses, I'm teaching you not just about light, but about inspiration, how you get to the ideas that you want to use to make better pictures. Like I showed you today earlier with the AFROPUNK, the idea for lighting that. I discuss that with my students and come about how I'll light it. I give you assignments so you learn how to take things and make your pictures look like your ideas in your mind. I love that about photography. I love sharing everything I've learned over these 30 odd years of being a photographer. And yes, even sharing why I drink my green tea every day. Essential stuff all the time. Now, you've heard a lot from me. This is what my students have to say.
I've been involved with some other Facebook groups, and kind of you don't get as much interaction. But with this one, you get a lot of feedback. So it's great. Whenever I've had plenty of questions already, and everyone's just been so friendly and willing to jump in and help, and everyone is truly willing to help. And the other great thing is the modules that you've created. I've already gone through them multiple times, and I keep going back and referring to the modules. So, whenever I have a photo shoot or anything coming up, it's great to kind of have that to refer back to.
Yes, definitely. I really love helping my students find success, find how to use lights, find out how to find inspiration to make pictures come to life, find out how to find new clients, and so much more. That's what I believe helps us all grow and become better photographers. Now, I have students from all over the world in this course, all growing together, learn to be better photographers, learn to find their inspiration and how to use light to make those ideas come to life. What about you? I have two ways for you to join and be a part of this course. Either way, you get a full access to the course, you get lifetime access to the course, all for you. Now, again, there are two options. Option one is a one-time payment. Option two is you break it down in 12 monthly installments. So either way, you can come in. Actually, I have it backwards. Option one is having it 12 installments, and then option two is the one-time payment. Either way, you get full access to the course and you get to learn for life. Check that out. Now, there is a guarantee as well that comes with this course. I believe in it so much. You get 30 days to make sure it is right for you. Come on in and be a part of the PLC family. We love taking amazing pictures, and I love helping you take amazing pictures and improve your skills. You can ask any questions you want in the course all the time. And even as I'm live right now, you can ask me anything on your mind right now. You can use the chat area wherever you're watching and ask live. Let's see if we can get your questions answered and help you become a better photographer even right now. I know in regard to like my course, people questions about the live sessions. I told you earlier, they happen every single week. Do they happen at the same time? No, they don't, because since we have people from all over the world, different time zones, I'm changing the time every week to accommodate everybody all over. I get a question often also about gear. Matthew, do I need certain gear to take your course? I'm just starting out. I only have a camera. That's totally cool. I actually like it when you don't have a lot of gear. If you do, put all that gear away. I'm going to teach you step by step how to grow and become a better photographer using lighting. And all you have to do is hit that QR code and be a part of the PLC family. But now I want to take your questions. So feel free. Thank you, Thomas, for joining in as well. So thank you for leaving the comments there. Thank you for watching it as well. For anyone else, please pop your questions in there. Let me find out what you're thinking about, where you're having a problem. Let's help you find success. I'm going to be here every week with a new story, a new topic, a new lesson to help you grow and be a better photographer. When it comes to inspiration, sometimes that's hard. That's why today I want to share a lesson about cultural portraits. And not just show the portraits, but show you the inspiration and where they came from. I think life happens when you get out and experience it. And for photographers, we don't really get to experience life behind our computers. You work on your pictures afterwards on your computer, but life happens outside when you get out and about. So get out and about, learn to be a better photographer, join PLC. Let me help you be a better photographer, better at lighting, better at finding ideas, better at standing out from everybody else. All right, everyone. I want to thank you for your time. I'm here every single week. Again, you can catch me live on my YouTube channel, on Twitch, on Twitter, all here for you. So come on in, say hello. I know Twitter's now changed to X, so I got to probably change that to X now. I don't know why it changed, but we'll go with it, right? Either way, I'm here to help you be a better photographer. I look forward to seeing you all next week. Thank you. Feel free to ask questions even in the YouTube page afterwards when you see this. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.